and Happy New Year from Smart Talk. And as you can see, our Melissa over here is having a party. Melissa, what's with the glasses?
I mean, it's 2021. How many of us were so ready to get out of 2020? I know we've had some drama already. However, 2021 is here. So yay.
Do we get a preview of 2021? Because what I've seen so far, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah,
I think it's just it's the farts of 2020 that are lingering. That's what that was.
And Mark Hayes here. What do you think about 2021?
I'm glad it's here.
Me too.
You know, but I'm concerned that 2020 is still coming with us. You know,
it might take an extra year to get over.
Hanging on.
Yeah,
it's like hanging on your ankles as you're walking.
2021 is like the hangover of 2020, but I'm not gonna claim that.
It brings me back to the movie Hangover, when the first Hangover, when they go to Atlantic City and
yes,
father-in-law says,
yeah,
you don't want to get herpes in Vegas. That'll stay with you.
Oh no.
Oh,
2020 is our herpes.
2020 is like herpes. Oh no.
Here's the new hashtag. No, let's not.
I know.
We don't claim it.
No. Apparently. But,
that's why you should have worn protection. But anyway.
We go down this rabbit hole every time, okay, viewers?
Sorry.
You love us or you hate us.
Sorry. It was my glasses. Blame my glasses.
Right.
Well, we're going to start off the new year because Melissa had this idea and Mark and I loved it and we jumped on it because we know we've been, in this quarantine for so long now, but some good things have happened from it. And we have noticed that game nights have become more of a rage, and those family dinners and stuff we've been missing all along for so long, we should say, because the family has gotten so busy and so going different directions. So we're going to talk about some games that we love, whether they're for our family or board games or kids or adults. You give us your ideas, and if you've been liking games or puzzles during this, and there are some benefits of having family night and game night, and I looked a couple of them up, and a couple of them are, it does boost your brain development. Don't you agree? We need that at every age.
Yes.
From the children to, senior.
What are you saying, Aurea? What are you saying?
I'm on the older end. Keep that going. And they always say, keep reading. And my feeling about reading, but I can play games. That keeps me sharp. So I love that.
There's strategy to them. And you think, and you're engaged. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I thought this one was a really good one. Kids love to beat adults, and kids love to beat their parents at something, and it shows sportsmanship and fun, allows them to feel cool. And Mark, you were going to talk about a card game, the Uno. We're not going to talk about it yet, but that's kind of like a fun game that kids can even win. It doesn't take an adult strategist to do that. So teamwork skills, it builds confidence, it reduces stress, and I think we all need that. All need that. And key, it creates conversation. When was the last time, the family, I think we've really been forced to have conversation now, but this can make it even more fun if you've kind of run out of things to talk about. Now that's 2021.
Right.
Absolutely.
But there's no shortage of things to talk about. I mean.
Yeah, but when you're talking about kids and family, some things we don't want to talk about.
Fun things to talk about, Mark. Fun things to talk about.
Fun things.
Fun things to talk about. Yes.
Fun things. Well, I'm going to start with one of my favorites because we love Atlanta. We're living here in Atlanta, and we got Angel found this for us I think it was just a couple of weeks ago. We play Monopoly, and we love Monopoly, and she found at Walmart Cumming-opoly, because we live here in Cumming, but there's Atlanta-opoly, there's St. Louis-opoly, there's New York. No, it's about a Benjamin.
You thought you were going to have a problem with this. Yeah.
There's an opoly for every lover, for whether it's a dogopoly or Georgia dogopoly, wineopoly, armyopoly, dinopoly, and zombieopoly. Melissa, Star Wars-opoly.
Well, I was going to say, so my 6-year-old son is obsessed with Pac-Man, and we have Pac-Man-opoly.
Say that one again.
We've been playing Pac-Man-opoly.
Pac-Monopoly. Okay.
Gotcha. So there's one for everyone in your family. So, and doesn't that one build skills? I mean, money skills, whoever's the banker gets to add and subtract. It's just so many skills in there. And I'll tell you what, you're either going to love your family at the end, or you're going to be so screaming and yelling and kicking them out the door. Just depends on your family dynamics.
I'm not allowed to be the banker.
But we love
You're
it.
Not
we
allowed
love
to be the
Friendsopoly too. There's a lot of TV show
ones. 1, 2, 3 for me.
Well, it also, but I think it also, like with my son, if you're playing with younger players, it teaches them how to be a good sport. There's nothing like a board game to teach a kid how you have to say congratulations to the person who won, because in a board game you've spent so long trying to achieve that win, and then when you don't get it, it's you want to flip the board, but you have to learn to not be that person.
Yeah, really do
But
spend
we
a
all-
lot of time. It's not a fast game. So it's one you kind of can
Right.
dig in for the rest of the month. No I'm kidding. Take it for the rest of the night at least.
Right.
And yeah, you win or you
good thing
lose, you
about it.
strategize, and you have to work together for that one. And you have to, have the
Mhm.
rules set in the front, how much you're gonna, allow negotiation. It's
And
really interesting.
And if we go back to board games, we can teach kids how to think rationally and methodically and think ahead, as opposed to right now with the video games. Right, the video games are all right now. It's not about stress. Oh yeah, you got to pick up this gun or that
Some
gun.
You're
video
not
games are about
shooting
strategy.
anybody.
I'm not
Right.
as anti-game as some video games are about strategy, but you're, for the most
Right,
part, you're right.
right.
If you do like a
Right.
quick first-person
That is
shooter
true.
kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Another couple of our favorites, and then we'll get to you guys. Just we always love Heads Up. Y'all have your phone, you do the Heads Up. We just love that one because everybody can play that one. And guessing games, we love the catchphrase. For adults, you can do the uncensored catchphrase, and that's just it's fun because it's electronical, and it's all like fancy charades. Got to get people to say what is in here, whether it's a TV show or a famous person, but you're not acting it out. You have to use words. Remember words and conversation.
Words.
It makes you think of new words. It's
What is
really, we
dip?
love catchphrase. You grab it, you guess it, and you pass it. And the last one I have here is telestrations. Telestrations is really,
Yeah.
I don't
remember
know
the old game we used to play, like Secret, and you whisper in somebody's ear, then they whisper to the next person. I kind
We
of
call
related
that telephone. Yes.
Telephone. That was
Yeah.
it. Telephone. So this one,
Yeah.
the first person writes what it is. Let's say it's a lifeguard on the beach. So you write that out.
Okay.
You hand it to the next person. That person secretly outside has to draw it. So they're trying to draw lifeguard on a beach. Then it goes to the next one. They have to guess what the heck that is, then write it in words. Then the next person has to see the word. Oh, banana in a tree. You just don't know what's going on. By the time it gets all the way to the person that has to say what it is, you are dying laughing.
That's
It's telestrations.
Right.
It's so fun. Because nobody can draw unless you have an artist in your family.
Right.
And you're trying to draw these crazy things, and it's hysterical. And have it on adult night is even more hysterical. It's really fun. But the kids are really good at it too. So
guys ever
telestrations
see
will
The
make you
Breakup?
laugh.
Did you ever see the movie The Breakup?
Yes.
Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston.
Yes,
They're playing,
yes.
they're playing the drawing game.
Yes.
And, oh my goodness. That was the end of their relationship right there. I was like, oh,
That's right.
I know.
this is not going to end well.
So let's not end relationships. If you can't handle that one, don't do it.
Right.
But oh my gosh, so fun stuff. You guys have some fun ones. What do you got?
Well, I'm going to start. I'm going to give you the 5 top board games of all time, according to Better Homes and Gardens. I don't know what they didn't explain their meanings. Whether it's sales, whether it's sales plus, good ratings, whatever it is. But number 5, a Scrabble comes in at number 5 of all time.
What was
Number 4 is Monopoly.
Monopoly.
It was Monopoly, like you mentioned. Yes. Number 4. Number 3 is CANDYLAND, which I actually own. CANDYLAnd, yes, an old favorite. Number 2 is Clue. Do you remember Clue?
Yes.
Love Clue.
And it said, now this was my favorite as a kid, and they say the number 1 game of all time, which I actually have on an app on my phone, the Game of Life.
Oh,
You remember the Game of Life?
that's
remember
never
the
been
theme
my
song?
favorite, but I remember it.
The Game of Life, Life, the Game of, I remember the name, the theme song. But yeah, those are the, so now for our house,
why.
because I have a 6-year-old, we have done checkers. My son has become proficient in loving checkers.
Good game.
So we have turned that into teaching him chess as well. And then one of the games that he has learned to play that he got from his uncle, which I'd never heard of, but a lot of people have played, it's called Mancala. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Mancala.
What is it?
It's a Middle Eastern game, and it's basically you have little beads or gems or stones, and it's just about putting stones around a wooden
Yes.
block.
I played that. I didn't know the name of it. Yes, and you go one, you
Mancala.
count them out. Mancala.
And that's it. I mean, there's no, it's just a board with a bunch of gems.
Beautiful.
And it's a simple game, but my son is obsessed with that thing. So
Well,
I bought one for him at my house.
That's a great one.
Mancala.
I've been
Isn't
playing for
it-
years. Didn't know the name of it. Love it.
Isn't it amazing how some of the most simple things that we did as kids growing up, have gone by the wayside because I guess these companies just feel like it has to be more involved. But like Connect Four and
Right.
checkers, right? I mean, you could play
Backgammon.
for hours. Yes, you could play those games for hours, and then you look up. Next thing you know, I mean, even in college,
Yeah. You got to
play-
get them off the video games. I mean, you don't have to get off them. Nothing wrong with some of them, but saying everybody's been video games.
I'm not an anti-video gamer, but I will say that this is, like you said, it's not just video games. Now, here's where I challenge everybody who goes against video games. I'm going to give you the other side. Parents are on their phones all the time. So even when a child is ready to talk, I mean, how many times has your child asked you to do something or for something? Will you play with me? Will you do something? Hold on a second. I got to finish this first.
I'm sorry,
So
Melissa.
parents are just as guilty
I'm sorry,
as
Melissa.
kids, exactly. But I also want to plug one more board game, which is something that a friend of mine created, an independent contractor video game. He doesn't know I'm doing this, so it's not a plug, it's
not a paid
any
promotion.
kind of endorsement or sponsorship. But it's called You Don't Know My Life, and it's available on Amazon or Target, wherever you want to buy it. But he is a guy that did celebrity interviews throughout his career. And he had to find really interesting questions to ask these celebrities for them to open up.
Right.
So like, for instance, it'd be like, okay, prom night, go. What's your first story? And then the celebrity would like relax and start talking about their prom night. So he created an entire board game of all those questions that he would ask celebrities. And even though sometimes I don't play the board game, I will take those cards to dinners with friends, and I will just pull out a card, and it will be a topic that we will
Conversation
spend an
starter.
hour on.
Right.
I love it,
Absolutely.
Melissa.
So again,
I bought
yeah,
it. So
so
you
I
told
will-
me to. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah,
I do
You
that.
Don't
We
Know
just
My
pull out the
Life.
cards. We don't play the game. It's just conversation
Yeah.
starter.
And I'm so proud of him for developing a board game, because at the time he did it, which was a few years ago, it was like a board game,
Right.
where it's not technological. It doesn't require your phone or anything. But then the pandemic really showed us that we would prefer these board games over things on our phone.
That's
Where
great.
is he now? Like out
Brazilianaire.
in the Seychelles, checking
Yeah,
in
it
with
is
his
on-
money guy.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Tell him I love it. Tell him great job. I really love it. It's so good. Another
Okay.
game I forgot about that is fun too is a Twister. So I really want to just kind of
Oh,
play
yes.
Twister. Just thought of it again.
Now
And
Twister,
somebody defiled it and came up with Naked Twister or wherever I saw that, and I was like, ew.
but wouldn't adult Twister turn into that? I'm just don't.
Oh,
But also, but a
Look on his
7-year-old Melissa trying to get on the red circle and blue circle is a lot different than the 50-year-old Melissa trying to get on the red. So I like the, before and after.
7-year-old Melissa's can get up.
So yeah.
I'm
So
not even gonna tell you what happens to me. I'm such a klutz these days.
I I challenge you to play Twister as an adult. I think it would be
We should
hilarious,
play Senior Twister. Now that'd be fun.
Oh,
right? But have an ambulance standing by.
Ah,
all you have to do is point at your circle. That's senior.
you make the kids do it.
Exactly.
Oh my God. All right, Mark, what do you got? You got some fun ones.
All right. So first of all, the probably the most popular game at a Black family household is spades, and I don't play it anymore.
Is what?
Spades?
Spades.
The card game. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I love spades.
I don't play it. I don't play it anymore. I got socked in the mouth back in '93, and I told her, I was like, look, you don't have to be swinging at me because we're losing. All right.
That's not teaching our kids good sportsmanship. Now, wait a minute.
Oh, and I was like, I told my wife, the kids are watching,
Oh,
His
now
wife's like,
see.
"No,
I see where you're going with that.
I was cutting books left and right. She's like, oh my God, you are terrible. You're never going to be my partner again. So that was it for me. So I was done.
Wow.
We love Monopoly.
Mhm.
Monopoly is awesome. I mean, you can't. And my oldest son loved the hat for whatever reason. He would always take that. I'm like, what is with you in the hat? Why do
The
you
dog.
always take the hat?
Let's just say the
But
dog.
yeah, I took the dog. I love the dog.
Yeah.
I used to like the iron though. That little
The
iron.
iron was cute. Yeah, my
Iron was
wife would
cute.
not touch the iron.
Not that I liked the iron, but it was just so
Why are you
cute.
giving me the iron?
I'm always the dog. I am the dog.
My brother, I think, was always the wheelbarrow. Wasn't there a little wheelbarrow?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I loved Yahtzee back in the day.
Oh,
And I haven't seen Yahtzee in forever. You know, and I went through an old box that I had because I have boxes that I have moved literally around the country for 30 years. And I was looking for Yahtzee and can't find it. I'm gonna have to look at my mom's house though before she moves because it may be over there.
That's
But I started thinking about some of our favorite games. You know, Life obviously was one. Candyland was super fun.
Yeah.
Operation.
yes.
Stressed me out.
Stressed you out.
Stressed me. Oh, and so when you talk about Yahtzee, you know, some of these classic games are really cheap online now.
Right.
We also got Jenga. That stresses me out.
Oh,
but
We
it's
played Jenga.
but I sacrifice
Jenga.
myself as a mother so my son can, you know.
We
do-
got the large
Give it to
Jenga.
parents.
That'll really stretch you out. That's
Oh,
like,
the big one?
Yeah.
That's what we have with my
and we have a
grand-
crystal one. It doesn't break. I mean, it's plastic, like plexiglass, but it's clear and it's really pretty. It's fun.
See, I'm concerned about my grandson because he just wants to see it fall. I'm like, that's not that's not right. I'm like, that's not the object of the game, dude.
You're
Oh,
missing
but
the
he
object.
loves when every time it falls, he cracks up. So it doesn't surprise me, though. Him and his dad, they're
Makes for a good YouTube video there, Mark. Go
Yeah,
by.
that's true.
Let's
exactly.
go on the cat or something.
But the other big one here we just played not too long ago, and I opted out, but I watched, and everybody had a blast.
What?
We had like a table full of people.
What?
And well, we're not supposed to do that, are we?
No, Mark. Eh.
All right, we had like
Three
four.
Everybody had their mask on and they were 6 feet apart. What
That's
were
right.
they playing?
Boom. So you were throwing cards. But Uno is a
Oh
family.
no.
Yeah.
That is fun. That's all ages. That's a
Yeah.
great
That's true.
game.
Yeah,
That's
and
right.
who doesn't love Uno? And I remember we played
So
in
easy.
college, you know, and after a couple of drinks, you know, Uno gets really interesting.
Any game gets more fun after a couple of drinks.
Right?
Twister gets more fun after a couple of drinks.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, speaking of older games like Trivial Pursuit, that was something that was
Trivial
big in our
Pursuit is
house.
good.
That was on my list. I love that.
Yeah.
And they have different themed trivia pursuits too. Because I got one
Right.
that they have everything from the Bible trivia pursuit to media and TV trivia pursuit, Hollywood one. So you can kind of customize the game to what you like.
Yeah.
And
Clue
oh,
was one of my favorites. I could play Clue all day, every day.
that is
Yeah.
fun.
You know,
That is fun.
Checkers, I got to get better at checkers.
We were talking about Othello. Othello is the next kind of version of checkers. I love Othello.
Yeah,
That's been a long time since I
We
played
play that
Othello.
all the time.
Yeah,
Love
I
it.
don't. And you don't see. Well, are there such things as toy stores anymore? Because I don't even see board games.
Online. I don't go. Yep.
Online. I
Everything's
think
online. Walmart has a great, I get all the monopolies on Walmart. They're like $23 for the Atlanta-opolis and all those friends
In-store or
opolis.
online.
What?
You got to go
Online.
in-store or
They're
online.
very small.
yeah.
Target and Walmart have them in store, but not a wide variety. I just buy everything online now. Walmart, Target, Amazon. You can find anything you want. Just look it
Something
up.
else that my son is into is Plants vs. Zombies, which is a video game, and they have a Risk version of Plants vs. Zombies. So for Christmas, he
I remember
got
Risk.
Plants vs. Zombies Risk. I don't know if you ever
Oh,
played
sweet.
Risk.
You remember
Which
Risk?
Which is a modern version of Stratego. That's old school.
Stratego.
I don't know.
wow.
Yeah.
Go
We had that
way
when I was a kid. That's
I just thought of
way-
another one it reminded me of. Risk reminded me of Battleship. Remember Battleship?
Battleship.
Yes.
Great.
You can even
one,
play that with
yes.
paper. We used to even play that with just drawing it out on paper.
That just
And I
made it-
played that with my youngest up until the 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
And we carried around our little battleship thingies. And I mean, it was,
Fun
I
stuff.
remember buying those for Christmas for the boys. Oh my gosh. That was so much, that was
Yeah.
such a fun game.
Well, but all, again, to bring up my son, so loves video games, he loves his iPad, he loves the technology. But when we started introducing him to board games around Thanksgiving, that's all he's wanted to do.
That's
So
great.
it shows you that, I mean, it's not, there are choices, so when I talk about technology and people being concerned with technology, it's not like it's this mesmerizing thing that's going to suck you in and it's going to suck their brain out. And, like my son chooses to be with us and to beat his parents. So to
Yeah,
Aurea's
like to beat
point,
their
his goal is to beat the adult because it's the one time in a mentorship, situation where, the apprentice wants to beat the master, right? And so it's his goal all the time. And another thing we did, because he takes Spanish in school, is Spanish bingo. I found Spanish bingo online. So it's bingo with Spanish words. And we've been playing that.
Wow.
So
He didn't even realize how much he's learning with Spanish bingo.
right.
You know,
And mama
that's
too.
the big thing about it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we should all be speaking Spanish anyway.
Yes,
Gosh almighty.
What a great idea.
Yeah, la ventana. Oh, wait a second. And so I remember it's a window. And so I'm like, okay, cool.
Spanish.
Yeah. So Spanish bingo. Yeah.
And then the adults could play. We used to play in college dirty words.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're
What is it? Humanity, Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, Cards
That's
Against Humanity.
I haven't heard of that. What's that?
Oh, Mark, you'd love
oh
it.
my God. We have to tell them offline. No,
it's it's an adult card game.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna grab that off of
Yeah.
Cards Against Humanity.
It didn't seem like my thing. Like I remember when my daughter turned me on to The Walking Dead. I'm like, this isn't for me. Once I got into it, it's like, oh, the story, the characters, yeah, I loved it. But just to look at it, like, oh, zombies, no. Right. Same thing happened with Cards Against Humanity. We ended up having, I was like, this isn't for mom, this isn't for me, But I started playing with them one night, like a year or two ago, and really got into it. And I kind of passed through some of the cards, are like just like too much for me, but it's fun. And you can laugh at your mama playing.
It's basically an adult Mad Libs in card form. So you're using the cards to create stories.
Right.
And some of the cards are very out of line.
Racy.
But it would make you laugh. And so
cool.
Yeah, so it's basically
Mad. And we could use a good laugh these days.
Absolutely. Exactly. And whatever turns you on, whatever's fun for you, whatever. Everybody's got different senses of humor. Everybody's got different family dynamics. Find things that aren't for life and Monopoly board games aren't for you. Find stuff that, kick up the imagination, have fun, play Twister, whatever you got to do. And there's lots of apps too on your phone that have game like our Heads Up. You can use your phone and play some games. But I'll give you guys a treat. Here's one. I don't know if we can say it online, but I think we can because I clicked that it's
you can do it.
Our show.
It's our show. I know you guys are gonna love this. It's really actually our favorite card game we play all the time.
Can't wait to hear it.
Bullshit.
Hey, girl.
Love bullshit.
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
We play it while we watch Schitt's Creek. No.
Love Schitt's Creek, by the way. Got so hooked on Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, we got you on it. We got
Sucked you right down the rabbit hole.
So good. So good. So there's some games.
I think the point of it all is that the time with the people you love, the people you enjoy, and even past the pandemic, when you get back together with friends and colleagues, that these are ideas for time spent with them too, because I think that we should embrace these board games again, because it reminds us of our childhood. We're passing it on, but it allows for conversation with people, and good laughter and fun, and it just reminds you of the connection with people that everybody's craving.
Starting conversations again. I think we've all finished Netflix, haven't we? Are we done? I'm like, watched it all.
No, I was gonna say I search for stuff now. It's like, oh, is there something left?
We went to Dallas last summer, to visit our in-laws, my wife's sister, and we ended up playing left, right, center out there. And it was an all-nighter. So you start off with $10. Could be chips. It could be, widgets, whatever, 10 somethings.
Okay.
You don't have to do it with money, but of course we did it with money.
It's called Left, Right, Center?
Yeah. And you can get it on Amazon. It's like $7 on Amazon because all it is a couple of dice, 3 dice.
Okay.
And dice. And the dice tells you what you got to do. So you might have to pay left, pay 1 left, or pay 2 right. Right? So you got to pay and then everybody goes around rolling the dice until you're all out of money. Once you're out of money, you're out. It's the simplest. I was like, left, right, center. What is it? And I was like, that's it. And 3 hours later, it's 1 in the morning.
It goes back to that simplicity. It goes as long as there's a challenge and a competition.
Yeah.
Because you think about little kids when they play, they make up stuff. As long as there's a challenge and competition, it doesn't matter how, like you said, complex it is. It could be as simple as 3 dice, and you're spending all night doing this.
And nobody wants to spend the whole night reading directions and all that anyway. Want something fun, want to get to, want to start having fun. And that sounds wonderful. I'm going to look that one up now. It's my new one to look up.
And if the last few weeks have taught us nothing else, We need to learn how to lose with
Oh,
grace.
Yes,
oh
that's
yeah.
absolutely right.
I
Good
said that
point.
out loud.
Yeah, you did.
But you
Yeah,
know,
we
you're
needed
right. I
it.
mean, it is what it
We really
is.
need
This is
that.
no long. Yeah, this is no longer just. This is. It's yes. I mean, it's worth saying that you have to be able to understand competition and the rules of competition. And
Rules of
when there
life.
is a clear winner, then everybody else says congratulations on
Mhm.
your win. And when you win, you also have to be the person to say that was a great game. Thank you for
Mhm.
participating, because you can't be a
Agree.
bad loser and you can't be a bad winner either.
Exactly. And it goes back to all the times I've had, my older daughter's like 30 something. My younger one is now 15. So I've been through this gamut of decades where we used to have competition and winners. And we've gotten to that point in the schools where everybody's a winner. Everybody gets the participation award. And that's not always good. You need to know how to lose. You need to know how to be rejected and not get the job or not get the part and realize it's okay. What's right for you will happen. Keep going, and how to just keep falling down and getting back up. And if you're always the winner and you never have to experience getting back up, that doesn't make for a healthy adult. It doesn't make for healthy, because you will lose many, many times over.
Well, and
Relationships,
parents need
jobs,
to reinforce to
anything.
their children that parents need to because parents, you're the problem. You're the problem, parents.
Right.
Because if you don't teach your child how to lose and be able to get back up and keep going, you've done them a disservice.
Mhm.
Because if you're constantly telling them that they are the champions, they're the best, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best, that's not fair. My son is
Mhm.
not going to be the best at everything,
I
and
know
he has to
you-
learn where his
You set
strengths
them
are
up
and
for
his
failure.
weaknesses are.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
have to, yes, you're setting them up for failure by telling them that you're the best. I mean, I appreciate the feeling behind everybody's a winner because you're trying to give everybody confidence. But
Right.
at the same time, there's times it's like with my son with these board games, it's like there's like with bingo. I have to tell him this is a game of chance, son. This is not skill. So
Right.
that
Right.
means that sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose, and you can't get upset about it because there's nothing you could have
Mhm.
done in bingo
And even
to
with
make it
skill,
better.
you're gonna lose
You
too.
know,
Yeah.
But
So,
there's,
well, with
and,
skill
and
you're
there's
going to lose too,
nothing
but yeah,
wrong. There's nothing wrong with not liking to lose. It's
nobody
how
likes
we get,
it, but
yeah, it's how we get LeBron James. It's how we get Serena Williams. It's how we get some of a kid like Trevor Lawrence from
Mhm.
Clemson. These guys don't like to lose,
Mhm.
I
but
hope
when
the
they do
Falcons will
lose,
take him.
yeah.
Falcons, are you listening? Come on now.
Don't like to
Right.
lose.
From Cartersville, for gosh sake.
Bring
But I like
Trevor,
what you
bring
said,
Trevor to
Melissa.
Atlanta.
I like what you said, Melissa. You need to be a gracious winner as well as a gracious,
Right.
humble
Yes.
loser, because you'll
Right.
win some and you'll lose some, but the
Yes.
game is always good. That shaking of hand, great job. You guys do better than us.
What's
today.
important is that you're playing.
Mhm,
To me,
exactly.
what I tell my son is, it's worse to bow out and not even try. That's
Right.
that's the worst thing you can do. The
Mhm.
worst thing you could ever do is give up and not
Right.
try.
And you can either get
Try and fail. Well, if you try and fail, I'm always going to be proud of you.
exactly, and if you can get better at it or realize, oh, that's not my strong suit. Somebody's always going to beat me in that particular whatever. We all know we have strong suits, and someone might be a faster runner, but a better basketball player, and it's okay. But it's fun to play. It's just really fun to get in there and
It's supposed to be fun.
It
That's
is.
right.
My agent told me back, I think I said this once before in another episode when I was in acting, they said, you have to go to these auditions and there's rejection every day. If anything gets you prepared for losing, it's being an actress and being an actor, because you will get more no's than you will ever get yeses. And that my agent said, give the producer, the casting agent, the opportunity to say no to you. Because if you don't do that, you'll never get a yes. So you're going
Right.
knowing you're probably going to get rejected, but you're giving them an opportunity to say, "Ooh, yes, you're right for the part," or "No, you're not." So when you get the yes, you're really excited, but you don't not go thinking, "I got to get a yes. I got to get a yes." You're going to give them the option to put you in the mix to see if you are right for them. And it just,
Right.
I've always been good at losing because of being in the acting world.
And
You're not
it's
right
all
for
about
everything.
growth too. What lessons do you learn?
Mhm.
From those losses. That's the
Oh,
real
yeah.
value. It's not just taking a beat and then going home and putting your head in the sand. It's losing, figuring out what you could have done better,
Mhm.
and then coming back and working.
Well,
on
And
that.
applauding the winner.
no,
Yes.
I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to stop you there. Nobody likes to lose, right?
Right,
We all
right.
agree with that.
Mhm.
But here's the thing I say, when you lose, it shows your character. So how you handle loss, as we've seen these past couple weeks, How you handle loss defines your character. And that's to me what happens. Like because you have to sit in yourself and if you don't like what you see in yourself when you lose, then that's what you can improve on and do then what Mark and Aurea are saying. But to me, success doesn't show character. Failure does.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, you guys are watching this. Successful.
What?
Do what now?
It's easy to be humble when you're successful.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
With all the money.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, it's really broad. I love how this kind of went into this conversation because we do love to give tips and help and inspiration to our viewers. So viewers, if you're obviously watching or when we're hearing this, tell us what your favorite games are and what your points are and what your view is on winning and losing. Because we want to hear from you guys as well. Tell us your thoughts and your favorite games, your least favorite. And if you agree, disagree with anything we said, because this is a conversation that we love to bring the conversation. It goes sideways many times, but that's the fun part because we always like to make you laugh.
Sex is a part of life too, Aurea. Sex is a part of life too. What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was speaking on Mark's behalf.
That's right. I can't corral these people, you know. But on that note, this is why I let them loose at the end, and we do a not so smart because we gotta laugh, show our warped sense of humors, and it's all good. And if you want to share a not so smart with us, I dare you. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Let's start with Melissa. Melissa, give us a not so smart to close up the show so we can chuckle.
All right. Well, let's talk about Colby Carlson's ex-boyfriend, because Colby, I'm not sure where Colby is. I got this from the Georgia News Network, but Colby's ex-boyfriend didn't realize people's new doorbells, right? So I have a Ring.
Oh,
I'm sure a lot of people have whatever any other manufacturers are, but basically those are the doorbells that have a camera on them and a recorder so that people feel safer under those circumstances. So Colby, around Christmas time, her boyfriend came to visit and rang the bell. And then as he was talking to him, so he was obviously frustrated by being there. But she overheard him say that what he wanted most for Christmas was a new girlfriend. So I don't know what he was ramping himself up to do as he was ringing the doorbell, but that was caught on the doorbell. So she was able to see it, and she also shared it on TikTok, so she could give some embarrassment to him too. But yeah,
he said it out loud.
He said it out loud. So not so smart. You know,
so smart.
I'm just like,
because I'm not sure he was there to break up with her, but he was obviously frustrated, maybe because she wasn't answering the door fast enough. I don't know, but anyway.
Oh, so kind of like that
smart.
frustration. I want a new girlfriend.
Just remember when you're going to a friend's house, when we get back together again and they have a ring, as soon as you ring, before you ring that doorbell, as soon as you walk up to it, it's motion censored.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to start recording things pretty immediately.
Just assume you're on camera no matter where you are.
That's what I was going to say, Mark. This day and age, you're being watched no matter where you are.
Absolutely.
Oh God, that's so sad. Oh my God, that one wasn't funny. I was like, oh my God, stupid.
So do you guys remember?
Well, it's funny because he's dumb. Not so smart. Sorry, Mark.
You guys remember that great song? I always feel like somebody's watching me. Sometimes you watch yourself. Yeah, sometimes you watch yourself.
They are.
So I thought I focused some not so smarts on what we do when we think nobody's looking.
Another one.
So this first one is one I'm sure we've all done, is when we get lost. And the first thing we do is turn down the radios.
Yes. I can't think.
It's like, wait a minute, what does the radio have to do with the directions? It's like,
I do that all the time. Is there a reason? I don't have an explanation.
Yeah, I've done that at a red light. I mean, like, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
Turn it down, I'm concentrating.
yeah.
That's funny.
I remember back in the MapQuest days when you used to have to print out your directions, you know.
Oh yeah.
You have to pull over, turn the radio down.
Yeah, that's right. To read the map. Yes.
I don't know if it's having just a visual. We have to see. We can't hear something. Because, I don't know. But I do that.
There's no sense. But and one of the other ones.
Okay.
I love this one. And it was on Twitter. And someone said that one of my biggest faults is that when I ask someone their name, I forget to listen. And I forget what their name is.
I do.
I think that's my problem. I can't remember anybody's name. I mean, I'm always happy to be on this show with Sally and Mark, but I got Mark right. No, but yes, people call me out on that all the time. When I was on morning radio and I would give celebrity stories, I would sometimes say, you know, that girl that was on that show, that what is proper names? I can't do it.
Right.
I'm
It's a
the
Yeah,
same.
they just run away from you like that. And the older I get, the worse it gets.
Yeah,
But it may be,
I'm
but it may be
Alzheimer's.
because I didn't listen the first time. That's a great point, that I wasn't paying attention.
When it's
Boom.
important, I try
Hello.
to listen and then repeat it in my head and try to do what you're supposed to do. But we meet so many new people all the time. I know I'm terrible with names.
Right.
Oh, I am terrible at names.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
not so
funny.
smart. It's not so smart.
Yeah,
All right, Karen and
But
Sam,
the thing-
let
well,
me
the
go.
beauty, yeah, the beauty of Mark, though, being a girl, is I can always say, "Oh, honey, hey, honey," you know, I can do that, and that means I don't remember your name. Sorry.
Well,
Now
since
you know
we
the
do,
trick.
I don't do that anymore.
No.
Since we do.
Just learning the tricks. Learning the tricks. All right, those were good. Those were not so smart. So I'm glad we're all guilty of them. All right, I'm going to end with the all-time question of the universe. Why do women live longer than men?
Hmm.
Take a look at these 4 pictures, and that answers the question in a nutshell. I think the guy leaning against his rifle just had me just dying. Oh my God, the other ones too. I mean, a motor to make a jacuzzi. And the other one with the guy saying, "Here's the couch, catch." Seriously, guys. I'm sorry.
And now,
We're
Mark,
men.
you can comment on it, because I've had guys tell me if there's not an element of danger in everything they're doing, it's not worth
Ain't
it.
no fun. It ain't worth doing.
Stupidity, not stupidity. The motorboat.
It's like,
That
guys,
bathtub.
it's
How
like
his legs
those.
coming off.
Have you seen the Swamp People show where they go into the swamp to
No.
try to catch
No.
pythons and alligator?
Yeah, I've heard of it. It's
No.
in commercials. It's in commercials.
Not so smart.
Well, at least they're
I
on
mean-
TV. Maybe they're getting paid for it.
We're guys.
Guys,
We're guys.
I know.
You know, we go to the bathroom with the door open. I mean, we make beef jerky. We just do stuff.
And lean your butt
For
on a
no
rifle,
reason.
Melissa. You know,
I'm just, that's gonna be, I'm just thinking that as a tagline. Men, we pee with the door open and make beef jerky. Love us.
and throw
And we
couches
make-
off the balcony.
And somehow we make more money.
Right.
So there you go.
Mark, news at 11.
Who's gonna kill the bugs if I'm not here? Right?
I can handle bugs.
I know you scream at some bugs. Don't lie to me.
Yeah, I'm always getting the bugs and the mice and everything. Oh, we had a snake in our house one time, and I was the one that went and got the snake and put it outside. Just
Wow.
Well, because you make them pets, Aurea.
I
That's what
did.
happens in your house. They all become pets.
That's true. That's true.
I'm not doing that. I would have been selling that house. I've been calling my realtor.
You're gonna have him everywhere. He's cute. And he went right in the closet, and I just got him. He's a little
Look, true story. When we got to school in El Paso, we moved in our apartments. Coach said, "Here's the number that you call in case you see a snake or something on the." I said, "Coach, I don't need that number. I need the number to Southwest Airlines. Because if I see a snake, I'm going home." Because he was like, "Oh, you got some rattlesnakes around here." You know,
Well, rattlesnakes. I wouldn't pick up a rattlesnake.
yeah, I'm going home, fellas.
Mm.
I'm from New York City. I'm not.
I am too, so nothing scares me. You know that.
Oh, it's almighty.
Well, Melissa, put your glasses
All right,
back on,
so
and let's say Happy
yeah,
New
sorry,
Year,
sorry.
everyone. Put them back. We hope you guys are having a great New Year's. Give us your ideas. Tell us what you're doing to make it through the hangover of 2020. And if you're having a good one, a not so good one, we're here to just kind of make you laugh, give you some things to think about and talk about.
It sounds like we're going to have to take some Advil for a few months in 2021 to get over this hangover, but we'll eventually get there.
We'll
get
get
there.
We will.
And wear your mask.
And wear
And
your
wear your
mask.
mask.
Stay
It's not
apart.
over
Look
yet.
through this. Love you, Mark and
Yeah.
Melissa. Happy New Year. And I have to
Happy
say,
New Year.
Yeah.
friends and family make it all worth it. And you guys make my day and make all this worth it coming together.
Men, sister girl.
Love you guys.
Mwah.
Until
Love
next time,
Love
see
you.
you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.